What is the end of life towards which you are drifting or steering? There are three ways in which we may look at this question, depending upon the point of view from which we regard human existence. When we think of it as a work, the question is, what do we desire to accomplish? When we think of it as a growth, a development, a personal unfolding, the question is, what do we desire to become? When we think of it as an experience, a destiny, the question is, what do we desire to become of us? Do not imagine for an instant that these questions can be really separated. They are interwoven. They cross each other from end to end of the web of life. The answer to one question determines the answer to the others. We cannot divide our work from ourselves, nor isolate our future from our qualities. A ship might as well try to sail north with her jib, and east with her foresail, and south with her mainsail, as a man to go one way in conduct, and another way in character, and another way in destiny. What we do belongs to what we are, and what we are is what becomes of us. And yet, as a matter of fact, there is a difference in these three standpoints from which we may look at our life. And this difference not only makes a little variation in the view that we take of our existence, but also influences unconsciously our manner of thinking and speaking about it. Most of the misunderstandings that arise when we are talking about life come from a failure to remember this. We are looking at the same thing, but we are looking from opposite corners of the room. We are discussing the same subject, but in different dialects. Some people, perhaps the majority, are of a practical turn of mind. Life seems to them principally an affair of definite labor, directed to certain positive results. They are usually thinking about what they are to do in the world and what they are to get for it. It is a question of occupation, of accomplishment, of work and wages. Other people, and I think almost all serious-minded people when they are young, and life still appears fresh and wonderful to them, regard their existence from the standpoint of sentiment, of feeling, of personality. They have their favorite characters in history or fiction, whom they admire and try to imitate. They have their ideals, which they seek and hope to realize. Some vision of triumph over obstacles, and victory over enemies. Some model of manhood or womanhood shines before them. By that standard, they test and measure themselves. Towards that end they direct their efforts. The question of life, for them, is a question of attainment, of self-discipline, of self-development. other people, and I suppose we may say all people at some time or other in their experience, catch a glimpse of life in still wider and more mysterious relations. They see that it is not really, for any one of us, an independent and self-centered and self-controlled affair. They feel that its issues run out far beyond what we can see in this world. They have a deep sense of a future state of being, towards which we are all inevitably moving. This movement cannot be a matter of chance. It must be under law, under responsibility, under guidance. It cannot be a matter of indifference to us. It ought to be the object of our most earnest concern, our most careful choice, our most determined endeavor. If there is a port beyond the horizon, we should know where it lies and how to win it. And so the question of life, in these profound moods which come to all of us, presents itself as a question of eternal destiny. Now, if we are to understand each other, we are to get a view of the subject which shall be anything like a well-rounded view, a complete view. We must look at the question from all three sides. We must ask ourselves, what is our desired haven? First, in achievement, and second, in character, and last, in destiny.